It is. Welcome, welcome. You are listening to Bras, Panties, and Sports. I'm Spitface, and I'm here with the always classy and usually sassy host of this show, the First Lady of Sports Talk, the one and only Cheryl Smith. First Lady, how's it going in your neck of the woods?
Oh, it's going really great. We basically escaped the Hurricane Elsa, but, we're doing fine. I mean, Elsa really put some havoc in New York City, and you saw them people flooded. The subways were flooded. Oh, my goodness. Did you see that? I was like, oh, my gosh.
Oh, man.
All the years I'd been in New York and used to take the subways, I never had to go through what they had to go through. I'm telling you, that was something. Oh.
I think I remember that once before they had a real bad storm, and that happened in New York. But it's like, fortunately, it is a rare incident. Hopefully, it'll stay rare. We don't. Hey, global warming and stuff. And First Lady, the producers, they had a hell of a time putting the show together. There was just so much stuff happening at the end of the week. At the end of the week, not at the beginning, during the middle. Things just happen at the end. First Lady, I think this does not bode well. Team USA basketball lost to Nigeria. This does not bode well, and I think I remember some predictions that they were not going to win gold.
Yeah, I think we talked about that. I really wasn't impressed with our team, to be honest with you. It's not put together that well for international play, but we'll see.
I got some concerns, and but sometimes, ego can affect your performance, and when you have been told that you are the most dominant, you the thing, you it, you a bag of chips and all of that, and then you get smacked around. Sometimes you need that to get down to earth, because I think a lot of ways the NBA might need to, just player wise, it needs some smacking around. Big contracts. And the promotion of them as being stars, some of that go to folks' head. Not everybody, but some of that. And then, First Lady, McGregor loses to Dustin. You said it. If you went with it, you said you were going with Dustin.
Well, wait a minute. Let's. McGregor while he was lying on the mat with his broken, possibly ankle or shin bone, we don't really know. He said, "Make sure it's due because of the medical. A doctor stopped it." He was screaming that, even though Dustin had whipped him before he had the ankle problem, where he basically broke his ankle. But trust me, Dustin whipped his butt before then. I'm not a Conor McGregor fan, but anyway.
In boxing, hey, if you get a cut around your eye and they got to stop the fight. They do not say, the doctor stopped it, but it go down in the books as a loss.
It sure does. Lost by TKO.
Right, lost TKO. That that's the rules of the game. That's one of these simple ones that they do enforce.
Right.
Hey, you know what? No, you cannot fight. Sorry, But that was, and then we got. Now I know some ladies that giggled at this, and I can kind of understand why. We got Ty beating up on Greg Hardy in his debut, and hey, couldn't happen to a nicer guy.
Well, it actually wasn't his debut, but he actually had several fights before that. But I'm going to tell you this, he sure got knocked down. He got his ass knocked down. Like he did with a whole bunch of women, right? So, karma, what they say, karma is a bitch.
Hey, you know, like I said, it couldn't happen to a nicer guy. Now, all right. Check out the music this week on Shout Out. We are featuring performances from Jerry Adams. Will he find his shining star? Get the cold feel of the mute button. Now, Jerry, the studio was warmed up by F.L. Jones, so, you know, you can say that you're stepping into a good environment. First Lady, we're ready. What you saying?
Each week we try to figure out what is going on in the sports world. Not the plays of the week, more like the players of the week. Are they trying to tell us something? So we ask, what you saying? Fly, little birdie, fly. Time keeps on slipping into the future. Time keeps on slipping, slipping, slipping into the future. So I want to fly like an eagle to the sea. Fly like an eagle, let the spirit carry me. I want to fly right into the future. The little birdies known as the Milwaukee Bucks wish they could fly far, far away from a 0-2 start in the series against the Suns. The Bucks have been in this situation before, and look where they are. Should Bucks fans relax, or is this 0-2 different? The Bucks basically overhauled their team this season. If they lose, is the season a failure? Marvelous Marvin Hagler, rest in peace. Bernard Hopkins, Roy Jones Jr., and the Steve Miller Band are asking, what you saying? Well, you know, with the old basketball adage, idiom, whatever what you want to call it, is a series doesn't start until a home team loses. So Phoenix did what they were supposed to do, and that's a win. That's actually to win both games at home. That's what they were supposed to do, and that's what the Phoenix Suns did. Now, deja vu, the Bucks have been here before. This is the second time they have had a 2-0 deficit this playoff season. If you remember, Spitface, they were down to the Nets in the semifinals, and, they came back and won that series. And in other years, they were down 2 games against the Celtics. I think it was in 2017, 2018 season, but they won 2 games at home but lost the series. Now, conversely, they were up by 2 games against the Raptors in 2019 and lost 4 straight games, and the Raptors went on to win the championship against the Warriors.
They don't want you to remind them of that one.
Okay, yeah, you're right. They don't want to remind you. But the point is, being down 0-2 is not a, it's a problem, but it's not a major problem, is what I'm going to say. But I'm going to say this, though, Spitface. This time, the Bucks fans should be concerned. They definitely should be concerned. They should not relax. And the reason why they should be concerned, because now the Bucks do have to win 4 out of 5 games. And I'm sorry, it was done against an injured, riddled Nets team, but I don't think the Bucks can win 4 out of the next 5 games against the Suns team. We are talking about a team, the Suns, that had the second best record all year long. They were in second place for the most part. They were flipping back forth first and second with Utah Jazz, but basically Utah Jazz predominantly kept the first place spot. But the Suns were always in second place, and this is through the entire league. And the other major thing about the Suns, Spitface, they had a 24-12 records on the road this season. So this team is good. They can win on the road. And that's saying something about this team. And the Suns, the Suns team, they just too good to crumble and lose 4 games. And the reason why they too good to crumble and lose 4 games is because they have the quintessential point guard, Chris Paul, who will not, and I repeat, he will not allow this to happen for them to crumble and lose this series. He only needs 2 more games. He's 2 more games away from winning a championship that he has coveted for a long time. It's not going to happen. I'm sorry. This series, I'm going to say it. Many people say they're not going to say it, but I'm going to say it. This series is over. It's over. The Bucks may win the next 2 games, but I'm sorry. They will not win 4 games out of the next 5 games. And that's what they have to do. I mean, they got to win 4 out of the next 5 games. So I just don't see it happening. And for the Bucks, I'm not going to say this season is not a failure. And the reason why it's not a failure because they had to get to the NBA Finals. They got to the NBA Finals. So if they lose the Finals, I don't think it's a failure. A failure is when a team is supposed to get to the Finals and they don't get to the Finals. And we know who we're talking about. We're talking about the Brooklyn Nets. The Brooklyn Nets. Because many pundits had the Brooklyn Nets going to the Finals. Now, that's a failure because a lot of people didn't even consider the Bucks in contention to getting in the Finals. So it's not a failure. I mean, at least they got to the Finals. They still got a lot of things to do. I mean, next season, what they need to do, they need to tweak their team, and guess how they need to tweak the team? I don't think they need to add. I mean, of course, you could always add some more players, but I truly think they need a new coach. And the reason why, I'm saying it, I am saying it, Spitface, the reason why they need a new coach is because his offense, Budenholzer's offense, is not great, and you have some great talent on that team. I get tired of them coming down, running down, throwing up threes. It looks like they don't have any set plays or anything as far as I'm concerned. But I really think, and listen to this, Spitface, you're going to probably fall off your seat. Guess who I think the next coach should be for the Milwaukee Bucks?
Now, who would be the one, the anointed?
I truly think that Mike D'Antoni would be a perfect match for the Bucks because their offense is the problem. He definitely could resolve that problem. He is great when it comes to offense. Now, we know that says Mike D, that D is not for defense, I'll tell you that much, but we know that. But what they need to do, they need to hire a defensive-minded assistant coach who will be allowed to coach the defense. That's all they need to do. Let Mike do the offense and that assistant to do the defense. And I truly believe, if that is done, I think Mike D'Antoni could probably get to his first finals. He couldn't even get to his finals with the Nets. And you remember, he's the assistant director on the Nets, or associate director. He couldn't even get to the finals with that team. So I think if he goes to the Bucks, he will get to the finals and possibly win the finals. It's something that has always eluded him as a coach. So believe it or not, that's what the Bucks need to do, and their season has not been a failure, Spitface. What are you saying?
First Lady, the Bucks are not winning the series, and but they will be compared. They ain't going down easy, And they right now they're outgunned. They're outgunned. And that's the real deal. They outgunned, and the team that they're playing is actually just a better all-around team. Now, Milwaukee fans, relax, kick back, and enjoy each game, win or lose. Just kick, because y'all got some bright days ahead. I mean, this is a competitive team. And, I'm just looking at Giannis and his leadership, on the side. And I'm like, you know what? he kind of got that fire. He got that Michael Jordan, LeBron kind of fire. He want to win, and so I see some rings in his future. So Milwaukee, y'all looking bright now. Now Milwaukee. Speaking of Michael Jordan, I grew up in Chicago, so right now you want the Bulls. And we trade teams. You take the Bulls, we'll take the Bucks team and rename, would y'all want that trade? I don't think so. So, y'all relax, enjoy the ride. Giannis is going to get y'all some rings. And this team is a huge success. Huge, big success. Because what needs to happen for this team, I'll say from a personnel, is they don't need to go out and get the number one free agent. And I get the sense that there are a number of free agents, they got no problem going to play in Milwaukee. They're like, yeah, I think they wouldn't mind playing for the Bucks. Or do they want to go play for the Nets with the amazing disappearing player Harden, the Slim Reaper, and Kyrie? No. Now, Atlanta, the Nets, that you can see some folks going there. But if you a free agent, you like, look, that Bucks team, if I got what they need, they're going to get some top free agents without having to break the bank. So watch out. But First Lady, Mike D'Antoni, I thought about it. I said, now the coach that they need that they can't get is Spoelstra. Now, yeah, you go. The Godfather ain't giving him up. But they get a ring with Spoelstra. So that's all I'm saying, First Lady.
Okay. Oh, you're right. The Godfather definitely won't be getting Eric Spoelstra. Matter of fact, he's coaching the select team, so you could rest assured they're going to be recruiting people on the Miami Heat, They got Bam is on the U.S. team, and Spoelstra is the select team. So you watch. We already know this. We already know the Big Three got together when they played in when they went to the Olympics. That's how they got together. So we'll see. All right, Spitface, over to you.
All right. Don't all that come back. I've been here for years, rocking my peers and putting suckers in fear, making the tears rain down like a monsoon. Listen to the bass go boom. Explosion overpowering over the competition. I'm towering. Record shot when I drop these lyrics that'll make you call the cops. Don't you dare stare. You better move. Don't ever compare me to the rest that'll all get sliced and diced. Competition paying the price. I'm gonna knock you out, huh? Mama said knock you out, huh? We are talking about the knockout punch to the Montreal Canadiens, good looks, by the Tampa Bay Lightning to win the Stanley Cup. The Lightning accomplished the rare feat of winning back-to-back Stanley Cups, in a convincing fashion. They basically whooped butt. Is it time to rename Tampa Bay as Title Town? They got that NFL title. Is the Lightning win part of the Brady effect? Doesn't the NFL training camp start soon? Anybody in Green Bay seen Aaron Rodgers, T.H., Leroy Factor Page, Walter Buck Leonard, and James Cool Papa Bella asking what you saying? First Lady, hey, Tampa Bay. Unlike basketball, hockey is more like football. You do not get a lot of repeats. You know, you might get somebody that win and then a couple of years they come back and win again, but back to back it don't happen too often. So you got to tip your hat to Tampa Bay. And I dare say that, you know, now Tampa Bay folks, you know, y'all, you know, start puffing your chest out and stuff. You are not title town. You know, you stay Tampa Bay. You cannot claim no title towns. Not yet. Not yet. Now, y'all mess around and, you know, get the trifecta. You know, NFL, major baseball, and hockey. Now, you might be under consideration for a winning town. You know, we're a winning town, but you do not get to have title town. As far as the Brady effect, maybe it's the other way around. You know, if I'm the Tampa Bay Lightning, I'd say, hey, look, you know, you came to town. We already had our championship. You know, hey, you know. So maybe Brady said, hey, you know, I got to show you guys that I can compete. You know, y'all gonna, you know, kind of, you know, throw some shade on the Lightning. You know, like they were scrubs before Brady came to town. So, you know, now if I'm the Lightning, I'm going, now look, Brady. Okay, but we got two. Now, you know, we know you got, you know, half a dozen from that other team, but we talking about Tampa Bay. We got two titles. How many you gonna get? And first of all, I ain't heard no, you know. Now Aaron Rodgers, that boy, you know. I mean, I think I saw him on golf or something, you know. But he just kicking back. You know, it must be nice to be in his situation. Called, you can do what you want to do. He can retire. He can lay off a year. You know, he is not hurting for no cash. He got, you know, plenty career left. He ain't, you know, he could lay off. So, you know, to be in the catbird seat, as they say, is like, you know, it must be nice. First Lady, what you say?
Well, you know, periodically we have talked about hockey. Usually it's about why there isn't that many black players playing hockey. But, you know, every once in a while we do got to talk about hockey. So let's talk about the Tampa Bay Lightning. I mean, this team won back-to-back championship, which is extremely difficult to do in the NHL. You know, and I looked it up. It's only happened two times. It happened to the Detroit Red Wings. It was in the 90s, and it happened to the Pittsburgh Penguins. They did it back-to-back. 2000, I think it was 2016, 2017, something around there. But and you have to consider that the Tampa Bay Lightning, this was an expansion team, and they were formed in 1992. 1992. So the management has done a phenomenal job, because they have been in the playoffs 13 times in 28 seasons. That's darn good. And believe it or not, yeah, they won back-to-back now, but this is actually their third Stanley Cup. They won one in 2004. So the Lightning, as you said, they have been here long before Tom Brady. And the Lightning have more championships, Stanley Cups, than the Tampa Bay Bucks. The Bucks have only won twice. At least the Lightnings have won 3 times. So, yeah, there was definitely no Brady effect. Because I said, like you said, this team has been winning long before Brady has been there. But, you know, I will definitely call Tampa Bay title town, because between the two teams, they do have 5 championships between the teams. You know, the NHL and the NFL. The only problem is the Major League team, the Rays, the Tampa Bay Rays. Now, they've definitely been in the playoff numerous times, and they actually been in the World Series twice. You remember they were in the World Series last year and really should have won the World Series if the their manager left that picture in that particular time, in that very key game. But, you know, we know what happened with that. But at least they've been to the World Series twice. So I'm definitely going to say this is definitely a title town. It's a winning city. It's a beautiful city, too, by the bay and everything. That's surrounded by water. It's almost a little island by itself. And it's nice. Tampa Bay is very nice. And the fans there, they have a lot of teams. I mean, when you think about it, because you got Orlando, which is not too far from there. You know, Orlando, unfortunately, doesn't have a football team. Orlando has a basketball team, but they don't even have a hockey team. So it makes you wonder how little old Tampa Bay were able to get three major league teams. Football, no, they don't have basketball, football, baseball, and hockey. So, you know, actually they did have basketball this year, because if you remember, the Toronto Raptors played in Tampa Bay.
Oh, well.
because of
they didn't
the
become
pandemic.
the Tampa, but they didn't become the Tampa Bay Raptors.
I know. But believe it or not, they showed the games on Tampa Bay networks. I know that for a fact.
I hear. Hey, you know, y'all hear.
But anyways, I don't know. They were supported, so it makes you wonder. I don't think there's enough fans within that area to actually have a basketball team for Tampa Bay. But, you know, who knows. But, yeah, so not the Penguins, the Lightnings, you know,
the Clippers could come to Tampa Bay.
Huh?
The Clippers can go to Tampa Bay.
Okay. No, the Clippers are going to L.A. They going back almost near Inglewood. They going back. They try to build the arena in Inglewood. So
they should go to just get out of California. Go to Tampa Bay.
But they just need to get out to Staples Center. So anyway, Tampa Bay Lightning. So, you know, that's a young franchise, but they have a lot to celebrate. And yes, Tampa Bay is a winning city. Spitface.
A winning city. First Lady, please take us to break.
Stay tuned. Coming up next, we have a performance from Jerry Adams on Shout Out Part 1.
Welcome back. The music flows in from around the globe to get a shout out from the panel. First Lady, I can't wait to hear the music from Jerry Adams.
On Shout Out, we feature new independent artists who are looking to find their shining star. If we like what we hear, we'll give the track a shout out. If we don't like it, we hit the mute. And we're not afraid of hitting that mute. Today, we are featuring music from Jerry Adams from North Carolina. He says, new R&B, brown-eyed country soul, new age, beat, music, funk, funky soul. That's a lot. All right, DJ, let's hear Hot Summer Fun.
All right.
Y'all, come and go with me down to the ocean, down by the sea, under the boardwalk, just my baby and me, up on the grandstand, shagging in the sand. Hot summer fun, summer fun, under the sun. Hot summer fun, summer fun. Come in and get you some. place, y'all. Come go with me. When you're down and lonely, don't know what to do. Grab your flip-flops. And bikinis too. We're gonna have a good time. Here's what we got to do. Hot summer girls, under the sun. Hot summer girls, just wanna have fun. Hot summer fun, yeah. Oh, yeah. Gonna have fun, yeah. Listen. Let's go to the beaches in the races too. Hot dogs and baseball go hand in hand. Walking in the sand. Cold drink in my hand. And if you want some company, we got a lot of pretty ladies too. Hot summer fun, under the sun, yeah. Hot summer fun, come and get you some. Hot summer fun, yeah. Hot summer fun, oh yeah. Come and get you some, yeah. Hot summer fun, yeah. Come on, y'all. Oh, and if you wanna have fun, oh yeah, under the sun, yeah. Want it, hot summer fun, yeah. Hot summer fun, come on, yeah. Ooh, yeah, come and get you some, oh yeah. Hot summer fun, down to the sea, shagging in the sand, under the grandstand. Hamburgers and barbecue, you know you like it too. Oh yeah, under the blue skies, come go with me. Hot dogs and cold beer, I really like it, dear. Oh yeah, listen, hot summer fun, come and get you some.
Okay, we talking about hot fuzz, what do you say, hot summer fun. That's Jerry Adams. So, hey, Spitface, I mean, what can I say? 2 in a row. I'm definitely shouting Jerry Adams out. Now, he doesn't have the voice like F.L. Jones. Let's get it straight. But the voice he has goes along with that type of country vibe, rhythm and blues. You know, I'm not talking about R&B. I'm talking about old funky rhythm and blues. You know, like the Mississippi rhythm and blues type of sound. That's what he has, that type of sound. You know, it's fun music, and he just made the song is definitely fun. I love the song. It just has a fun vibe to it. So definitely shouting that out. All right, Spitface, you shouting out, you're going to hit the mute button.
Jerry Adams, man, First Lady, definitely giving a shout out. You know, First Lady, it is hard for really good artists to do a track that's 5 minutes and 10 seconds without folks tuning out, or they done went, off somewhere, where the track, look, it was just too, y'all should have shut it down at 3 minutes, 30 seconds, But he really, so I had to go kudos, because the way he put that together, you listen to it for 5 minutes and 10 seconds, and it was like, oh, this is cool. Now,
I didn't realize it was that long.
Yeah. So it's rare you could do a long church, so I had to give a brother a lot of shout-outs there. And but the other thing I have to mention is Jerry. See, I was listening to the lyrics. You dirty dog, you. Now folks get it. See, Jerry got that get in trouble. Yeah, hot summer fun. I heard some of them lyrics, brother. And I'm like, now look, you getting somebody in trouble. So watch out. So I'm shouting it out, First Lady.
Okay, all right. Yeah, we definitely shouting that out. So Jerry, he'll be on part 2 of Shout Out, so he'll be with another performance from him. So we'll see how he will do on the second part of Shout Out. Is that the sound of our favorite underwater friend? Is it time for Flip It?
All right, it's time for Flip It, while hosts defend the view and then flip the script and defend the opposing view. The Atlanta Braves and Chicago Cubs are playing right around 500. Which team has a better chance of moving up the standing and taking their division? The Cubs have to leapfrog 2 teams. Atlanta has the better chance to move up. And, when you're in third place, you need to get to first place, and the 2 teams that are in front of you are like, have a winning record, and you like slightly at 500, you got a long road to hoe. You got some work to do. Atlanta been playing some good ball. And they steadily moving up. And they only have to surpass one team at the top of their division. So they got a team on their heels, but they at number 2. They don't have to leapfrog 2 teams to get up there. And if perchance the Bucks win the NBA championship and the Brewers win the World Series, it might be some title town arguments going on. That's all I'm saying, First Lady.
Well, the Cubs are currently in 4th place and actually have 3 teams to leap over.
Oh, man.
Because they are tied with the Cardinals, and the Cardinals have the tiebreakers, so that makes why they got 3 teams to leap over, even though they're tied, but, you still got placement with the tiebreakers. Now, if you're talking about moving up to the top of the division, I mean, the Cubs' chances are going to be very difficult because they are 8.5 games behind the Brewers, and traditionally, let's look at the Brewers, they have a good team, and they usually are in the playoffs. So it's going to be very difficult for the Cubs to come back. Now, the Braves are only 4 games behind the Mets, and they could catch them in a head-to-head competition against each other. You know, they usually play 3, sometimes 4 games in a week, you know, so that's a possibility. Now, even the wise guys in Vegas don't think the Cubs can win. They don't think the Cubs can win the World Series because they are plus 5,000. Whereas the Braves are plus 1,500. So that tells you a lot of people don't think the Cubs are going to move up. Now, the Braves have made the playoffs each of the last, 3 seasons, but they have only made it to the NLCS one time over that span. They still have a very talented team, which is why they can move up faster than the Cubs. That's all I'm saying, Spitface.
All right, we got to flip the script of the pen. Atlanta has only 1 team ahead of them, but the teams behind them are breathing down their necks. The Cubs have a better chance. Now, on the surface, it would look like, the Cubs are where they are. And where they are is the only place for them to really go is up. The only place for them to go is up. And the place for the other teams that are ahead of them is to go down. Now, one of the things about the division that they're in, it ends up being a jumble at the end of the season for who ends up being in 2nd, 3rd, and 4th place. It does. They battle it out in that division. So the Cubs always got a chance of dropping up, of shooting up to that number 2 slot. And the Brewers can stumble, and they have shown that they can stumble at the worst of times. Now, even though, now Atlanta playing in a tough division. It ain't no guarantee who's gonna be number 1 at the end of this season. Atlanta played a tough. That is a hot division. Them boys be playing. So right now, and somebody get hot after the All-Star break. They pretty much dominate all the way through. So the Cubs have a better chance because that division they in, they're going to be flipping flopping. First Lady, defend.
Well, right now the Cubs probably have a better chance to move up because the Braves had a tremendous loss last night with one of their top players, Ronald Acuna Jr. He has a torn ACL. He was trying to leap to catch a fly ball and landed awkwardly on his knee, and that was against the Marlins. And he is out for the season with a torn ACL. This loss will hurt them defensively and offensively. Also, the Braves are always falling apart when the season heats up. So, they will tell off during the hot summer days. That's just how the Braves have always been. Now, the Cubs, they're not expected to win, and that's why no one has them winning. That's why they got the worst odds to win, and that's interesting because I always find out when you are not expected to win, all you need to do is go on a winning streak, and it can happen. And when you go on that winning streak, you'll sneak up on people because of the fact that people don't expect you to win anything. The Cubs days, they waited so long to win their championship. Finally, they won their championship, and they've been tailing back down to the normal Cubs that they have always been. Theo Epstein, he left the Cubs. He was the one who put together that championship team as the president. He's no longer there. So the Cubs, they've been bad again, but guess what? I'll say it again. Just get on a streak, and those Cubs can definitely move up. And I'm just saying they're going to move up because the Braves are now. Who knows what's going to happen with the Braves? I just don't think they have a chance because they, Ronald Acuna Jr. is like a LeBron James with a team. When something happens to him, I think the whole team is going to really falter. So that's all. That's it. The Cubs got a better chance of moving up now.
All right, First Lady. And on that note, please take us to break.
Stay tuned. Up next, the funnies and our favorite underwater friend on Flip It Part 2.
Injuries.
Welcome back. You are still listening to Bras, Panties, and Sports. It's time for the funnies. Spitface, over to you.
First Lady. Now, we don't have bar news. We don't take the latest internet, whatever. We use news organizations who have been respected for over 100-something years, and even though sometimes they would disrespect, but we use them, okay, because we don't want we want to make sure that we are accurate as we can be. But First Lady, I'm looking at this one, and I'm like, now did the production assistant try to put one over on us? Because this. Let me just get into it. Brainless crooks busted for kidnapping next to New York Police Department training center. They picked the wrong spot for a kidnapping. A group of bundling crooks were busted for allegedly forcing a victim into a car and holding him for ransom just feet from a New York Police Department training center. The would-be abductors allegedly lured the 19-year-old victim to the New Utrecht Avenue and 72nd Street in Bensonhurst at 10 p.m. after agreeing to buy his car on Facebook Marketplace. When he arrived, 6 brutes allegedly pushed him into a vehicle as one of them flashed a fake gun. Then they blindfolded him and demanded $10,000 from his cousin over the phone for a safe return. But the quick-thinking cousin traced the victim's phone to the area as the kidnappers moved east, pinging it at Floyd Bennett Field and New York Police Department training facility that's often crawling with cops. Officers from the 62nd and the 63rd precincts, along with City Parks Department police, rushed to the area, and the alleged kidnappers were arrested. The 6 men were in custody Thursday after with charges pending. All right, okay. Guys, turning water splashing everywhere. It must be time for our favorite underwater friend. It's time for Flip It. First Lady, over to you.
Oh, my goodness. Yes, it is. All right. The Yankees will get it together and at least be a wild card. Panel defend. They are in a tough division that any team can win. They will get it together and at least be a wild card. Spitface defend.
Well, I'm not gonna make none of them make none of those Beantown fans mad at me. I didn't say because I kind of think that they will not win that division, but I do think that they're gonna make some adjustments so that they can move on up. Mainly because it's some folks' jobs on the line. No, it's some folks' jobs on the line. Because if they end up not at least being a wild card, some folks getting ready to get some pink slips. And I don't mean the kind that they give for Cancer Awareness Day. I mean the kind that say, bye. Let the doorknob hit you where the dog should have bit you. So, it's going to be rough. So, so there's some pressure. And, pressure busts the pipe. So I think that there are going to be some decisions and moves made so that they can turn the ship around. That's all I'm saying, First Lady.
Okay. Well, Spitface, the Yankees were, people actually thought the Yankees were going to, breeze to the playoffs this year. Yes, they did. Yes, they did. As the pundits thought the Yankees would breeze to the playoffs. They were picked in a lot of pundits, when they do these preseason decisions, preseasons, they'll guess who will be the great team, who's going to be the playoffs, da-da-da-da. So who's the top three teams? So a lot of people had those Yankee Bombers really playing only second to the Los Angeles Dodgers. They expected to have a Los Angeles Dodgers and Yankees World Series. But guess what? It just didn't happen that way because the Yankees are they're in third place right now in their division, and like you said, Spitface, they 8 games behind, so it's going to be very difficult for them to actually win the division. Now, they got a chance to win the wild card, so they definitely got a chance to win that, but they just got to get their act together. Now, I expect them to get their act together because, the Yankees are the Yankees. I mean, they got always have balanced power. They can hit home runs. Now, they just got to get their pitching a little bit together, and that's always been an issue for them, their starting pitchers. Now, they're even having problems with their bullpen. So it's just a matter of the Yankees getting their act together, which I expect them to do, and they'll go for that wild card spot. They got some solid teams. Even the Baltimore Orioles are in the wild card race. I can't remember the last time the Baltimore Orioles were So, they got the Cleveland Indians, Seattle Mariners. So they got some teams ahead of them that are traditionally not in this type of race. So I think that's one good thing for the Yankees because I think these teams like the Seattle Mariners and the Baltimore Orioles are usually not in this type of race, so they'll feel the pressure. So that's why I think the Yankees will be able to at least get a wild card. All right. But this is Flip It, so panel, let's defend. Boston, Tampa Bay, Toronto are no jokes. The Yankees will be lucky to stay above 500. Spitface defend.
I'm the thing that I think is lucky is that the Chicago Cubs don't have to deal with Boston, Tampa Bay, and Toronto being in their division because they'd be worse off than they are now. Man, any one of them teams at any moment can get hot. And it's not like they're doing a bad job right now, And the Yankees got to play catch up and deal with them, and they are going to be making adjustments just like the Yankees are going to be making adjustments. This is just not the year for the Yankees. This just ain't. Because there's only so much that they can actually do, and like I say, somebody might be getting a new job, whether that's players, coaches, whatever. But they got to make some adjustments, and they may not be able to make the kind that's gonna like I said, they'll be lucky if they stay above 500. Because, like I said, as a Cubs fan, I'm glad y'all ain't playing, but you ain't got Boston, Tampa Bay, or Toronto to deal with because they on rolls and they get hot. Yankees, see you next season. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. Well, you know what? I said the pitching really hasn't really been the problem for the Yankees this year. You know, the pitching, you always go up and down. So the pitching really hasn't been the problem for the Yankees. Their offense hasn't been elite. You know, you got Aaron Judge. He's not killing it like he normally does. And Giancarlo Stanton, well, you know, he hasn't been good at all either. And, of course, he never plays the amount of time that he should play. All the money that man makes, my goodness. But the offense has really struggled. They just not doing anything collectively. They're not hitting the home runs they used to be. Remember, they were the Yankee Bombers. That's the nickname for them. But they're not bombing any home runs. So that's why their offense isn't elite. And they can't stay healthy either. That's another issue for the Yankees. They just can't stay healthy. Of course, who are the two that can't stay healthy? Aaron Judge and Giancarlo Stanton. Are you surprised that Giancarlo Stanton can't stay healthy? No, but they just can't stay healthy. Even their first baseman had they had injuries with their first baseman. What's his name? Luke Voigt. He's been having injuries. So, and then the other major problem for the Yankees, the AL East is loaded with teams. You got great teams. You know, the Red Sox. It's just the Red Sox are back on track. Tampa Bay. I mean, it's just very difficult for the Yankees to even try to get a wild card because the teams are loaded, and even the other teams in the whole American League. You know, when you're fighting for that wild card, you know, you got to go against the entire league. So, I mean, beyond the division, we already know the division is loaded, but all the American League is loaded too. So, I don't know what's going to happen with the Yankees, Spitface. I just don't see them making it. And we'll have to see. They'll be lucky to be 500, you know, but it's going to be a tough season. Like you said, some heads are going to roll because everybody expects the Yankees to be in contention for a World Series. But it's not going to happen this year. All right, Spitface, please take us to break.
On the other side of the break, we have another performance from Jerry Adams on Shout Out Part 2. Please keep those speakers, keep those ears on those speakers and stay tuned.
You are listening to Bras, Panties, and Sports. It's time for Shout Out Part 2, the picks, and the finale. The music flows around the globe to get a shout-out from the crew. Spitface, over to you.
First Lady, we have another performance from Jerry Adams. Now, Jerry done got us all into the hot summer fun, so we're going to have to see what's up with My Girl. All right, My Girl. DJ, hit it.
Max Arsenal.
Oh yeah, listen now. Yes, I do now. I've got a sweeter song to sing. Yeah. Sing the birds in the trees. Oh yeah, listen now. I ask you, say, what can make me feel this way? My girl, talk about my girl, baby. I even got the mother made with my girl. Yeah. Hey, oh yeah. Hey, hey, hey. Oh yeah. Hey, 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 baby. Ooh, yeah. Listen, I don't need no money, no fortune or fame. Oh no, I got all the riches, baby. Yeah, one man can claim. Oh yeah, listen now. I guess you say, what can make me feel this way? My girl, talking about my girl, yeah. I even got the mother made with my girl, yeah. Talking about my girl. Ooh, talk about my girl, baby. Talk about my girl. I even got the mother made with my girl. Yeah. Ooh, talk about my girl, baby. Yeah. Talk about my girl. Talk about my girl.
All right, that was a remake of the classic My Girl. And, I'm going to shout it out, First Lady. He stays in his lane, and he's having some fun, and so I gotta shout it on out to him. And it looked like we got is that Dizzy Mac sneaking into the studio to give us a shout out?
Hey, creeping up from behind.
We glad that you shouted that you's here. And did you get an opportunity to check out Brother Jerry and My Girl?
Hey, you can't go too far wrong doing a classic tune like that. So like you said, he stayed in his lane and made it his own, and we're gonna give him a shout out on that.
All right. Well, I'm glad he got a shout out on that one. And now, First Lady, what's the name?
Well, I'm gonna put it this way: his voice is not the best. Sound like Dizzy Mac has a Loch Ness monster following him. But anyway, we might have to introduce Dizzy Mac. But anyway, I think his voice isn't really that great, but I like his voice. It goes with, for some reason, his voice seems to go with the style of songs that he sings. Obviously My Girl is a tremendous song by The Temptations, but, he did it his way, and like I said, his voice goes with his songs, like fun type of songs and fun singing. So I'm definitely going to shout it out. All
right. Well, that was My Girl. That is the end. A shout out. If you like what you heard from Jerry Adams, check him out on Old Grumpy Radio. If you would like to be heard or have any comments, please send your emails and tracks to content@oldgrumpyradio.com. First Lady, back to you.
Okay, back to me. All right. It's time for the hardwood crown. Who is going to wear it, the crown? All right, so, we didn't have the results from last week. Spitface, you led the way with 9 million points. I came in with 5 million points. Dizzy Mac had 0. That was the week before. Let me correct that. That was the week before. Now, last week, Spitface, you and I tied for 13 million points. Dizzy Mac had a rough week. He had minus 15 million points. So the grand totals as of today, Spitface, you're leading the way with 29.15 million. I'm in second with 20.95 million. And Dizzy Mac is a minus 13.5 million. So let's get to Dizzy Mac, you had a bad week. So let's get to the current picks. All right, this is optional bonus bet 24. Optional is a $5 million, the maximum bet. Suns will sweep the Bucks. All right, I'm going to start off, and I will say no. Dizzy Mac? Suns will sweep. Oh, I'm putting $5 million. By $5 million is no. Suns will not sweep the Bucks. Dizzy Mac, what do you have?
I'm going to go with the Mac. No, they will not sweep the biggity Bucks.
Okay, you say no. Spitface?
No.
Okay, how much?
$5 million.
Okay, I think we're all on the same accord with that. Giannis will score more than 35 points in at least one game. All right, Dizzy Mac.
I'm going to bet the Max, and yes, he will top that total in at least one game.
All right, Spitface.
I'm going with the Max, and I say yes.
I lost this one last time because I was shocked. He came out with 42. And I really think he will do it again because he's the only one that was hitting. So I'm going to say yes. And I'm going to go with, I'll do $5 million. All right. Suns will out-rebound the Bucks. Spitface.
I will say yes. And I'm going to put $1 million on it.
$1 million. All right, I'm going to say yes, and I'll put $5 million on it. Dizzy Mac?
I would say $5 million and say no. The Bucks are a better rebounding team.
Oh, wait a minute. Did I say Suns? You know what? I apologize. I got that backwards. Suns will I read it wrong. I'm switching to no. I'm sorry. Can I switch?
I go for it.
Suns will not I read that backwards. Suns will not out-rebound the Bucks. Oh, no. I agree with you, Dizzy Mac. So no $5 million. Dizzy Mac, you say no $5 million. For some reason, Spitface thinks so. Yes, $1 million. All right. Bucks more three-pointers scored than Suns. I'm going to say no. And I'm going to bet $5 million. Dizzy Mac?
I'm going to bet $5 million and say the Bucks will shoot and make more threes.
Okay.
Chris Middleton.
Chris Middleton hasn't showed up yet. Anyway, Spitface?
It's about time for him to show up. I'm going to put a million, and I'm going to go with the Suns.
Okay.
So I'm a no.
Say no, $1 million. All right. Suns will lead Bucks 3-2. $5 million for the correct answer, minus $5 million for the incorrect answer. All right, Dizzy Mac.
I'm gonna bet $5 million and say no. The Bucks will get on a 3-game winning streak.
All right. You say no. You say $5 million. Spitface?
Yes.
And how much?
Yeah, it's not an option.
Oh, that's right. I forgot this is not an option. I am going to say no because I believe the series, the Bucks will have a 3-1 lead. So the Suns will have a 3-1 lead. I think the Suns are going to win one game in Milwaukee. So I'm going to say no.
But they play 5 games by the time we come back.
I know. So
3-1 would be 4.
Oh, that's right. 3-1 before. I think the Bucks will win. I think the Suns are going to win the series in 5 games.
Oh, okay. Well, hey.
What?
Okay, got it.
Yeah, 5 games. Well, yeah, I think 5 games. All right. Okay, Spitface. We'll see how we do. All right, Spitface, what is your top story to watch this week?
I think the top story to watch this week is that it's going to be Aaron Rodgers. We're going to hear there's going to be a development with Aaron Rodgers.
Mm-hmm. All right, Dizzy Mac, what is your top story this week?
The top story this week will be Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Showing out in the home run derby.
Oh, okay. Well, my top story this week is probably going to go in this week and possibly into the next week, but I'm going to say this week is, will Maria Taylor from ESPN, will she get a deal done because her contract is up? And we all know what's been going on at ESPN regarding her and Rachel Nichols. And so the question is, will Maria Taylor finalize a contract? Because her contract is up July 20th. And for ESPN's sake, they better hope that the Suns do win it in 5 games, because Game 6 is scheduled to be the day that her contract expires. Her contract expires July 20th, and that is when Game 6 will happen. So we'll see how it shakes this week if Maria Taylor signs the contract. All right. So, again, I have been talking about the month of July being National Women's History Alliance Month, and, a lot of events happen in the month of July. I went over a few last week, so let me go over a few more which happened in July. July 2nd, Amelia Earhart plane was lost in the Pacific Ocean near Holland Island. That happened. July 12th, I think I went over that one already. July 14th, 16 women from the National Women's Party were arrested while picketing the White House demanding universal women's suffrage, and they were charged with obstructing traffic. July 29th, Philadelphia 11 deacons, Merrill Bittner, Alla Bosworth Campbell, Allison Cheek, Emily Hewitt, Carter Hayward, Suzanne Hyatt, Maria Moorfield, Janet Pickard, Betty Shields, Katrina Swanson, and Nancy Wittick ordained as the first women Episcopal priests. Okay? 11 women in Philadelphia were ordained as the first women Episcopal priests. So, again, July is a strong month for women empowerment, so we salute everyone who's made history in the month of July. All right, shout out to the Veteran Women's Enterprise Center, our partners in empowering our women warriors fighting the business battle. Visit them at veteranwomen'sec.org. That's veteranwomen'sec.org. We have upgraded our new website. Please visit us at braspantiesandsports.com to service you better. That's braspantiesandsports.com. This is Cheryl Smith, the First Lady of Sports Talk, Dizzy Mack, and Spitface. You have been listening to Bras, Panties, and Sports.